Hello everyone, in this video I'll be explaining you the problem pacer. So it was asked in Codeforces Round 1050 for division 4. So okay, so they have given some so let's read out the problem. This is the behind the scene of the problem. So they've said the fitness gram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pace test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. Uh, a single lap should be completed every time you hear this sound, ding. Remember to run in a straight line and run as long as possible. The test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready. So let's read out the problem. Don't worry, this problem, if you read, looks somewhat weird, but I'll be explaining you in a simple terms. So Farmer John is running the fitness gram pacer test. Farmer John takes 1 minute to run to other side of the gym. Okay. Therefore, at the start of each minute, Farmer John can choose to run, choose to either run to the other side of the gym or stay in a place. Got it. So each minute he wants to basically he wants to stay there or he wants to run to the other side of the gym. So if he chooses to run to the other side of the gym, he gains 1 point. So when he moves to other side of the gym, he is getting 1 point because he has done some work. So Farmer John will run the pacer test until the start of the mth minute. Initially at the start of the 0th minute, Farmer John is at the start side of the gym, which will denote as side is equal to 0. The opposite side of the gym is denoted as side equals to 1. Got it? So the left side, let's say it is 0, and the right side, let's say it is 1. Kind of that thing I'll be telling you. The pacer test audio plays n times. It plays for n times, and at the start of the AIth minute, Farmer John must be at the BIth side of the gym. Got it. So what is the maximum number of points Farmer John can acquire while ensuring that he meets the audio requirement? So we'll have to find the maximum number of points. Got it, got it. So let's take this input. For every, I mean, we have test cases. We have multiple test cases. For that, for every test case, we have integer n and m. N is basically number of requirements, and m is basically total number of total minutes. Got it? So so the following n line contains two integers ai bi. It is basically the ith requirement by the audio. Okay, so for audio to be played, this is the requirement of the Farmer John to be played. I mean, he should be at this state. It is guaranteed that a of I is greater than a of I minus 1 over all a of I greater than 1, which means a of I is basically the time at which the the sound will be played, and so always like time goes in forward direction. So that's why a of I we will be greater than a of I minus 1, and it is guaranteed that the sum of n over all test cases do not exceed 2 into 10 power 5. Don't worry if you do not understand the entire question. I'll be telling in a simple term. So for every test case, we'll have to print the maximum number of points that Farmer John can acquire. So they have given 3 test cases. In the first test case, they have given 2, 4, n and m. N has given 2, m has given 4, and since n is 2, there will be 2 lines of inputs wherein we have ai and bi, you can think of, and this is a0 comma b0, and this will be a1 comma b1, with just 2140, which is 2140. Actually what they're saying is, let me put gym at this way. So this is side 0 of the gym, and this is side 1 of the gym. So what they're saying is, fj, that is Farmer John, initially he is at the side 0, which means he'll be at this position initially, and in order to run for him to other side of the gym, it will take him 1 minute. and yeah, it will take 1 minute. And what they're saying is when he moved to the other end, so the points he'll be gaining is 1 points. I mean, points he'll be gaining is points plus 1, which means 1 point basically he'll be gaining when he moves to the other side, and it requires 1 minute. And in m minutes, how many maximum point he may gain, that is the question that they have said. And also, and they have given this is basically this n times, you know, n times the sound will be played. Sound is basically ting sound, something which indicates you should be at a specific position. What does it mean is that I'll be telling you. So what they're trying to say is that since here n is 2, which means 2 times the sound will be placed. So the first time whenever sound is played, since this is array, I mean not array, we have 2 elements. So every this A is basically the time and B is basically the side. This meaning is that um, the meaning of this particular line is that, see, at time t is equal to 2, which means when time is equal to 2, starting of the time, the this fj farmer John, he should be at the side 1. So when time is equal to 0, he was at this position, side is equal to 1. But no matter, he may run this position and he may come back and then he may go. So in order to maximize the point, he will be moving, right? But whenever time is 2, he should be at this side that they're asking. The meaning of this line is that whenever time is 4, like still the time is passing every time 1 minute 1 minute. So whenever time is 4, the fj farmer John, he should be at this position. So that is the question. And since this is a 2 requirement from the gym side, and after that he can be moving anywhere, like um, from side 0 to side 1, side 1 to side 0, so that he wants to maximize the point. That is the question. So let's try to understand now. This is side 0 of the gym, this is side 1 of the gym. Now John starting, he is at this position, your time is 0, right? And the first and they're saying in nth minute, like time till time is equal to 4, how many points he may gain is the question. So your time starts from 0. So your fj, which is like farmer John, he is at this position. Now when time is equal to 2, their first requirement is when time is equal to 2, the fj should be at this position. Now when time is 0, let's let's take, he will be moving to the other side of the gym. When he moves to the other side of the gym, so to move to other side, he requires 1 minute of time. Okay, so let's say at time is equal to 0, he have moved at this position. Now time is 1 and your farmer John is at this position. Since he have moved to the other end, the point gain is 1. So initially point was 0, now he have gained 1 more point. Now when time is 1, let's say now he wants to move to the other end of the gym because he wants to maximize. So when he moves to the other end of the gym, now time will be 2. But your question is that whenever time is 2, the fj, this farmer John, he should be at this side 1. Since he's at this side 2, that's why when time is 1, he will not be moving, he will be at this position only, right? He'll be at this position, he'll be simply sitting. So whenever time is 2, now like the bell rings, which means he has met the requirement. When time is 2, he was at side 1. So now he can move to the other end of the gym. So when he moves, let's say from 2 to 3, like he requires 1 minute to travel. So at time t is equal to 3, he is at the side 0, and now he he have gained 1 more point. Since he have moved only 2 times, from 0 to time 1 he has moved and from time 1 to 2 he has stayed because at time 2 he should be at the side 1, and when time from 2 to 3 he was moving, and since he have moved only one trip, which means 2 times he have moved, and he have given 2 points. Now one more requirement is that when time is 4 he should be at side 4 only. So from time 3 to time 4 he will be staying here only, because if he move at the other end, so time 4 will be time is 4 but he will be at the side 1, but our requirement is at time t is equal to 4 the farmer John he should be at this position only, I mean side 0 only. So in this case if you see he'll not be moving to other side. So now time has passed, I mean 4 minutes, there was a question like from 0th minute to starting of the fourth minute, which means if you try to draw in a number line, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So during this time, this was starting of the 4th minute and this is 5th minute, so you should not be taking this time. They have said from 0 to starting of the 4th minute, so the points whatever you gain, that you will have to display, or you will have to yeah, that point you will have to calculate. So in this case as I told you, like we have seen, so our point will be 2 only, not more than that. So for the first case answer is 2. I think you guys understood, right? If you not, let me take one more example wherein we have 271140. So from the gym side there are two requirements. First requirement is that this is A0 and this is B0, this is A1 and B1, right? So let's again draw the gym. Now this is side 0. When time is 0, your farmer zone is at this position, and this is side 1. Initially your point is 0, right? So now the question is, whenever time is 1, your farmer zone should be at this side 1. So now time is 0 and he can move to the other end of the gym in 1 minute. Let's say he moved it, so here time is 1 and your farmer John is at this position, other end of the gym, and during this he have gained 1 point, and our requirement is this is 1 not 0, and our requirement is at time 1 the farmer John has to be at the side 1 of the gym. That is true. Now the other requirement is at time 4 the farmer zone has to be at the side 0. So till time is not 4, what we'll try to do is we'll move to the other end. When you are moving to the other end, your time will be 2. Farmer zone is at this position and you have got one more point, right? Now again you will move to the other end. Here time will be 3 and your farmer John is at this position. He was moved from here. Since he have moved to the other end, he'll be getting again one more point. Now let's say from other end again he moved to side 0. So in this case time is 4 and your farmer John is at this position, right? When he is at this position, so he have got one more point, and since our requirement is at time 4 your farmer John has to be at the side 0, which is true. Now their requirements are done, but you have time till 7. 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So till at this time you can calculate the points, basically you can gain the points. So now your requirement was till 4 only, right? Now it is done. Now what he'll do is when time was 4 he was at this position, again he'll move to the other end. Now time is 5. Now you have gained one more point. Now again he'll move back, your time is 6, he'll gain 1 more point. Again he'll move at this position. Now time is 7. When time is 7, I mean again 1 more point he have gained. Now till time 7 he have gained 7 points. So 7 is the answer that we need to return. So for the second case, 7 is the answer that we need to return. I think you guys got to know what is the problem statement, and once you're clear with the problem statement, uh, it is very easy to look at the solution. The solution will be simple only. The solution is like your initial side is 0 and you have side as 1. So based on the requirement, so the first requirement for this case was n is equal to, what was it, 271140. So yeah, this is the second test case. From this we'll try to code how we're going to code it. So we'll take one variable time. So initially time will be 0 only, uh, and we'll take points that will also be 0. So whenever we'll take the first requirement, and first requirement says this is the current time. So from starting till this requirement, the time what you have got, I'll be taking in a current time variable. That will be the time, I mean this a0, I mean I'm taking 0 1, but in the input 1 by 1 will be taking, right? So I'll be denoting it as a only, a minus time, and this time is like the previous time, right? Previous time means initially previous time is 0, but when you will be dealing with the second case, so your previous time will be 1, right? So your current is going to be 1, which means from 0 time to the first requirement you have got 1 minute of time, and in this 1 minute of time, since you are at side 0 and they require you to be side at b, b is basically 1 in this case. So which means I'll be checking if you are at side 0. If you are at side 0, so how many times you can move and come back, that I'm trying to calculate in order to maximize the point. So when side is 0, you have calculated the current time. Now you will be checking if your b, this b, which means the requirement, if it is also 0, I mean sorry, not 0, it's like you are at side 0 and this requirement is also at side 0, or let me take 1. Basically you want to move to the other side, you are at this side and you want to move to the other side, which means uh, if that is the case, then the current time, I mean from the previous time to the current time, whatever time you have got, if that is odd, so then that is fine. Like what I mean to say is that since in this case time start is from 0 and first requirement is at time 1 you should be at the other side, so when you're moving to the other side you have moved only one time, like from side 0 to you have moved to the side 1, which means you are moving to the opposite side, and in order to move to the opposite side your time will be in odd only, right? Like whenever you move, come back, then you will have to move it, right? So it's like odd number will be there. You're getting, right? Let's say this was not 1, let's say it was 3. So in that case also what you would have done is, in order to maximize point, you would have moved to the from 0 time to 1 time here, from 1 time to time is equal to 2 here, you move back, and then you have moved back to time is equal to 3, and your requirement is correct. At 3 time you are at side 1 only, so which means we are doing maximum work. So that is the reason I'm trying to find, if you're at side 0 and you want to move to other side, and the time from the previous time to the current time, whatever time you have got, if that is odd, in that points will be adding, the current time. when you add the current time, let's say your current time was in this case odd only, so that is correct. In this case it is 1, so only one time you will be moving and you have met the requirement and you have took the maximum point. What if let's say your time was 2 and at time 2 you need to move at this position, which means the current time is like even you're having. When it is even, so from one side to other side, if you want to reach, that will be in odd number of times, right? Like even if you move, that is odd number of time, you can't come back. So if this is the case, then what you will be doing is, let's say from time 0 to time 1 you have moved here, and time 1 is at this position. Now you can't move backward, because if you move backward your time will be 2, but requirement is at time 2 you should be at one position, so you will be waiting here. So which means when there is even number, like whenever you are at one side and you want to reach to the opposite side, and then your the time frame what you have got is even number, so in that case your point will be decreased by 1. That I'm trying to say. In this case only 1 point you have gained, right? So that's the thing. So here you will have to check if this current time modulo 2, if it is 0, which means even number, then your points will be decreased by 1. Right, you have got it. uh, when you are at opposite, I mean one side, you want to reach to the opposite side, this is the condition. And if the points basically the current time frame will be adding in the point. If the current time is even, so in that case 1 you will be decreasing, no matter you have anything. Let's say this is 5 and this is 4, like at time 4 you should be at this position, which means current time is 4. So when current time is 4, when time is 0 you will be at this position only. Now let's say you moved at this position, time is 1, because you want to maximize the points. Now time is 2, you moved at this position, again you will be moving back, time is 3, but you can't move. This was time 2, this was, sorry, this was 1 not 2. From 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Right, now you can't move back because time will be 4, but at 4 you should be at side 1. So that is the reason when there is even I mean time frame is even, 1 you will be decreasing, like one time you have moved, second time, third time, but your time frame was even, which is 4, so you'll have to take one less. That's why I'm decreasing. I think this will solve all the cases, and if you understand one case clearly, so you will understand everything. So this case, I think you guys are clear with. So now it is done, right? Now the case is, let's say you are at side 0 and you want to reach to the side 0 only at the current time. So again you will be calculating the time frame, and time frame will be like current time, which is going to be a minus time. So in every, at the end of every iteration, so your this time will be updated with this a, like requirement, the previous requirement what was there. Initially when you're dealing with the first requirement, so you'll have to do the initial configuration, it was time is equal to 0. So in this case, now let's try to find this is the current requirement that you want. So let's say a is 4, which is time, and the previous time was 1, so you are like 3. So you were at this position, like time is equals to 1, and you were at this position, Farmer John, and he wants to, at time is equal to 4, he wants to reach at side 0. So now I've dealt this case, like whenever there are like I've dealt the case wherein if the farmer zone was at site 0 and he wants to reach 1, so similar will be the case wherein he was at side 1 and he wants to reach to site 0. So that we can do it in code, but I'll be explaining one more case wherein like he'll be at side 1, I mean in the previous state, and he wants to reach to the same side only in a given time frame. So that case I'm dealing. It's like, let's say at time 1 he wants to reach 0. So time 1 your farmer zone is here, and at time 5 he wants to be at the side 0 only. So in this case see, the current time is like 5 minus 1, which is 4, right? It's like he is at this position, and he wants to be at this position only after in a later requirement. So what I'm doing is I'm calculating again, because requirements are same. If this he was present at side 0, and he wants to be at 0 position only, in that case whatever the time frame you have got, we just add it. You just add the time frame, that will be current time, and if both are same, like side 0 and b0, so in that case this even number is there, so you don't need to subtract anything, because uh, he was time was 1, so he was at this position. He'll move to the other end, time is equal to 2. He'll come back, time is equal to 3. Again he'll move back, time is equal to 4. So 3 rounds he have done. He'll come back again, time is equal to 5, which means when you are at one side and in the later requirement you want to be at this side only, so you will be moving to the other side and coming back, which means even number of time frames you can use it, right? If you use even number of time frames, uh, that will serve as the maximum possible answer. What if you had, let's say this is 4, at fourth time you want to reach to the side 0, which means you have 3 time frames. So in that 3 time frame he'll move to the one end, he'll come back, 2 time is spent, but one more time whatever is there, if he move to the other end, 3 times has been spent, so he can't do it because he wants to stay at this position only. So in this case only 2 iterations you'll be doing. You'll move to the other side and he'll come back, only this iteration will doing. So you'll have to check if this current time modulo 2 equals to 1, which means if it is odd, then we'll have to decrease the points by 1. So I think you guys got to know, like for side 1 and he wants to, so for side 0 if he wants to reach to the other end, I've dealt with. Now this case when he was at this side and he wants to reach at this position only in later time, so I've done that. So in the similar way what we can do is, when he is at side is equals to 1 and he wants to reach to the other end, and when he wants to reach to the same side, so we can do that. So let me try to code it up. I think you guys got, and this video seemed to be a bit lengthy, but I think you'll be crystal clear with the solution. So in the input we have integer t denoting number of test cases. For every test case we have n and m. N is basically number of requirement, m is basically the time from 0 to m, how many points you can gain. And in each line we have a and bi, which is the requirement, right? So we have n requirements, and let's take the requirements a and b, and let's initialize a and b here at this position. Initially our time is 0, so let me initialize that. We don't have any points, which is also 0, and initially we are at side 0, right? So these things we have initialized. Now we'll have to check the current time. Sorry, this autocomplete is giving me problem. So you'll have to find the current time, which is basically the time frame that I was telling you, which will be a minus time, right? Now you'll have to check if you are at side 0. When you are at side 0 and your b is equals to 1, which means you wants to reach to the other side. As I showed, your in that case your points will be plus equals to current time, right? But it's like you are at one end, you want to reach to the other end, so you are basically taking all the uh, time frame. But if time frame is even, so in that case you'll have to subtract 1. If your current time modulo 2 is equals to 0, in that case your these points will be decreased by 1. That is the case. And let's say you are at one end and you want to reach to the same end only, like b is equal to 0 only. In that case again your these points will be increased by current time, current time frame whatever you have. And since you are at the same side only, like from you are at side 0 and you want to reach to side 0 only, if current time frame whatever it was, like let's say odd number, so in that case you'll have to decrease 1. If it is even, so you can move to other and come back, so that is even number of iterations. So you'll have to check if current time modulo 1, so decrease by minus 1. One more case we'll have to deal now. Since these points of current time in both the cases we have, we can put outside and we can delete 1. If else, which means he was at side 1, and let's again consider the same things. You will basically increasing the current time. Now you have to check if b is equals to 0, which means initially he was at side 1 and now he wants to reach to the side 0, which means other side. So in other side what we are doing, basically we are checking if that current time is even. If it is even, then your points will be decreased. Else, in else condition, which means he was at side 1 and he wants to reach side 1 only, right? So this one I think I've done mistake. Wait just a second. He was at side 1 and he wants to reach to the other side. So yeah, if that is the other side, which means odd number is fine. If that is even number, you have to decrease. Okay, this is correct, not no mistakes. So now in this case we'll have to check. You were at side 1, you want to reach to the side 1, it's like same side. In the same side, if your current time is even, then that is fine. If it is odd, then 1 you will have to decrease. Right? And when you come out of this for loop, like the requirements are done, one thing you'll have to check. In the second example, as you can see, m is 7, but the requirement was still n is equal to 4 only. Like they had two requirements. So in the second requirement, your time was still 4, and you have remaining time. In the remaining time, in order to increase point, you can move till other each points, right? So before that, your time will be a and your side will be b, because once we have met the requirements, we will be coming to their you will be at their requirement side, right? And in the next iteration, this is the previous requirement and the current requirement will be in a and b, and same thing will be dealing with that. And we are coming out of the loop, and as I said, if your m is greater than the last requirement time, so in that case you can still gain points as m minus time, because m is the last time till which you can gain the points, and the last requirement timers time. So I think this is clear. For second case, if you see, this condition will be holding good. So yeah, let's try to run it. So it is getting passed. Let's try to submit it. It is pacer. So yeah, it will be getting accepted. It got accepted. In this way, you could easily solve the problem. I think this problem, I mean, this video is a bit lengthy, but I think from the explanation, it is clear, I guess. If not, you can comment it out. Then I'll try to help you. So yeah, if you submit this code, it will work. And thank you guys for watching the video.